This conference will now be recorded.
Any questions from the previous classes? Is it clear, or any questions from the previous classes? Okay, so we need to discuss.
Actually, the videos which you have shared are not working. So actually, I have missed two classes. So I tried to view these videos, but I was not able to.
Yeah, I shared again this Saturday. Is it the same for everyone? I shared this Saturday again.
Yes, that videos also are not working for me.
Yeah, let me check others also. The problem is, yeah, what about others? Have you checked?
The two videos are working for me. I tried
Yeah,
yesterday and it
yeah,
working for me.
yeah, there might be a problem. Not sure. Maybe try again in another system, or you have VLC player, or there or not.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because if it is not working for everyone, then maybe something is there in my thing, and I can share again. Okay, but downloaded versions and all working. Even I shared again from another email ID. Okay, so check again, maybe from some other system, or maybe VLC
Yeah. Sure,
media.
sir. Yeah.
Yes. And you can also attend, maybe if possible, another batch also for mixed classes. Maybe same batch or night batch or 8 o'clock batch. You
Okay.
can also. Yes. Okay, so we are going to discuss smart data access. Smart data access is the virtual replication of data we discussed. Actually, here itself we have the smart data access. See, so what I will do now, let me go to our source system. For example, imagine this one. So this is SQL Server database, MS SQL database. Just sample one is the server here, and user HANA user and password is welcome1234. Double is uppercase. Now we are in the MS SQL database. Now this is the HANA system, like HANA database, target system. So we need to move the data from the source system, SQL Server database, to this HANA database. So for that, we need to use smart data access. So here the source system is SQL Server database, and target system is HANA database. So we need to move the data from SQL Server database to HANA database using smart data access. So actually, for smart data access, the prerequisite is source system should have ODBC driver. Actually, every database has JDBC and ODBC driver. So to use smart data access, source system should have ODBC drivers. So let us try to use smart data access. So for the source system SQL Server database. So here, to use smart data access, we need to create a remote source. We need to create a remote source for the source system. So select the remote source, right click, new remote source. We need to create a remote source for the source system. So right click, new remote source. You can give any name here for the remote source, maybe anything here, remote source. And here we need to give the server name and port number. Server is sample one, and before that we need to discuss, we need to choose what is the adapter here. We are going to create remote source for the source system MS SQL. So select MS SQL so that we are able to see here that particular source related field. So we give source as sample one and username and password. So username is HANA user and password is welcome1234. W is uppercase. So do not put the cursor at the password field. Put the cursor somewhere else. Why? Because if I put the cursor here and if I execute, we get error is password cannot be empty. Okay, let's say, so do not put the cursor here. I will show you in another case. But here the error is cannot get remote, could not find ODBC. So could not find ODBC. The error is saying there is no ODBC here. Means the source system doesn't have ODBC driver. Source system doesn't have ODBC driver. Now it means that we cannot use MS SQL as a source system because it doesn't have ODBC driver. Let me show you again. Select the remote source, right click new remote source, give some name here, select adapter as MS SQL, but source name is sample1 and username is HANA user, password welcome1234. If you put the cursor at password field and execute, see you will get password cannot be entered. So put the cursor somewhere else and execute. Then we are getting actual error like cannot get remote source, could not find ODBC because the prerequisite to use smart data access is source system should have ODBC driver. We cannot use smart data access for every source system. So the prerequisite is source system should have ODBC driver. So actually, even in the real time itself, if they want to use smart data access, they have a lot of prerequisites and all. But here in our case, because it's a training system, obviously we don't have many systems to have. But what I do here in order to replicate our scenario or in order to work on smart data access, I use HANA as a source system and the target system is also HANA. But here we do not have two HANA systems here, two HANA databases here in our landscape. We have only one HANA system. But our assumption is whatever source system we are using HANA, we assume that it is some other source system. But actually speaking here, source system and target system both are same. But we assume like source system is some other HANA system. We assume source system is like some other HANA system. So we are using source system as HANA, target system as HANA, but we are assuming, we are imagining source system is some other HANA system. So our scenario is we need to replicate data from source system HANA to target system HANA database. But here we are using same system as source and target system. But our assumption is the source system, whatever we are using, it is some other HANA system. Now select the remote source and right click new remote source. We are going to create new remote source. So right click new remote source. I am giving the name. So I am selecting HANA ODBC, and here we know server means host HANA 2, because we need to give the source system details, but here the source and target are the both. If you know, if you go to HANA details notepad, we find all these host HANA 2 instance 02, user HANA user password welcome 1234 W uppercase. Here if you look at port is 30250, port is 30250, which has 3, and the instance number is 02 and 50. Now go to HANA modeling perspective, 30250. You can directly give the port name from here, or else usually 3 and the next 2 digits are instance number, and the last 2 digits are 15. It's the fixed. Usually port number is 3, next 2 digits are instance number, and the last 2 digits are 15. That's the fixed. Or else you can also have port number here, you can do that. Okay, now here we need to give the username, password. Don't put the cursor at password field. Why? Because if you put the cursor at the password field, you will get password cannot be empty. Parameter password cannot be empty, you will get. So put the cursor somewhere else and execute. So remote source created and connection to remote system established. And if you go to the remote source, and we have given HANA RS1. See, this is the remote source. If I expand, you are able to see the database of the source system. So our source system HANA database we are able to find. And if you look at all these things, these are all schemas. These are all schemas of the source system. And in the schema, we don't find all the artifacts here. We find only tables directly. See, you already know these schemas because we are using the same system. We are using the same system as source system, so we know already all these things. So, so this is a schema, and these are the tables. and this is the source system, remote source. So in the source system remote source, we are able to see all the tables from the source system. So you can say remote source is like our RFC connection or something like that. It establishes the connection for the source system, and from here, whatever we are able to see, we are able to see all these from source system. Now, for example, but our assumption is this is some other system, some other HANA system. So let's say take one table and right click, add as a virtual table, and here automatically this virtual table is created with your remote source underscore your employee data table. So this remote source is created like this virtual table is created here like remote source underscore employee data, and here if you want you can change this name, otherwise you just change the schema name here. I'm just changing the schema name here because these are the schemas in the target system. Just click create. We can see here the virtual table is added to YASIS 1700 schema. Now if you go to our target system catalog folder, and if you go to YASIS 1700 schema and table, see this is the table, and also you see some different icons comparing with other tables. Different icon comparing with other tables, and if you double click schema and type is virtual and source name is HANA RS1, and also you see roll number and level here. But here what we can see is type is virtual and HANA RS1 is the source remote source name. Now once you right click in data preview, you are able to see the data. Actually speaking, whatever table we are able to see here is a virtual. It is not physically created here. It is pointing out to the source system. You can also select data or insert data, whatever you do, but it is all happened in the source system. You can see now. Similarly, if you go to the remote source, if you go to some other system and right click, add as a virtual table, here instead of proposing name, I will use some other name like this. And the schema, you can use anything. Once you click create, you see the virtual table is added to the schema. Here you can see now, this is the table. Type is virtual and table schema you can find, and also right click and data preview. We are able to see the data. So is it clear everyone about remote smart data access? Any questions? So smart data access is virtual replication of data. It will not, it doesn't create tables physically in the target system, of course, along with the data. And also, obviously, it point out to the source system. Someone is asking what is difference virtual and view. View you create in the same system to display data, but yet smart data access is an ETL tool. You are moving data from one system to another system, one database to another database. Is it clear, everyone? Any questions? Are you able to hear me? Yeah, if it is not clear, I will show again and I can explain again. Let me know. Okay, I am assuming it is clear for everyone. And let me show you the document. I already shared you the document. There you have data provisioning, the document name. So in the data provisioning, we see these are the different methods like flash file, smart data access, BODS, SLT. We already discussed the flat file. And smart data access. So you can see in these documents all these details. Next, we are going to discuss BODS. So, any questions about smart data access and flat file? Is it clear? Can I get responses in the chat box? Okay. Okay. Next one is BODS. BODS abbreviation is. Anyone knows what is BODS and have you ever had? Anyone in this group have you ever had BODS? Okay, BODS abbreviation is Business Objects Data Services. Business Objects Data Services. It was belonged to a company called BO, Business Objects. BODS is Business Objects Data Services, and it belonged to a company called BO, Business Objects. Later SAP renamed as SAP Data Services. SAP renamed as SAP Data Services because SAP acquired company BO in 2007. Before BODS, Business Objects Data Services, and it belonged to a company called BO. And in 2007, SAP acquired company BO and they renamed SAP BO, SAP Business Objects, and also they renamed Business Objects Data Services to SAP Data Services. SAP Data Services. So Business Objects Data Services, BODS, or SAP Data Services, both are same. So it is also one of the ETL tools, but here we need to understand it is not real time, near to real time. So first of all, what is real time? What is real time? Anyone knows what is real time? So does anyone know what is real time and what is near to? BODS is near to real time, but SLT is real time. We will discuss. But what is real time and what is near to real time? Does anyone know? Okay, before that, we also need to understand initial replication and delta replication. Yeah. What is initial replication and delta replication? Does anyone answer this? For example, you have a source system of SAP with ECC MS SQL database, for example. And the target system you have, let's say Ariba, some cloud. You have some Ariba or cloud for customer. You have some other target system. Here we want to move all the vendors, customers, materials to this target system Ariba. For example, you have 100 customers, 100 vendors, or 100 materials. If you want to move all these things to our target system, let's say if it is an ALE IDOC, what you do define logical systems, assign logical systems to the client, create ports, partner profiles. Finally, we have some outbound program. If we execute that outbound program by giving all the vendors in the selection screen or materials in the selection screen, all this data will be replicated to the target system. That is initial replication. That is initial replication. Once you moved all these to here, it's even if you create a new vendor or new material, that doesn't come here. So once you moved all the existing data to here, once initial replication is done, to move the changes or new materials, new vendor, what needs to be done is, anyone has any idea? In case if you do some change or create new material or new vendor, to to replicate here as part of ALE IDOC, what do we use?
Mm, any idea?
Yeah, we have change pointers, right? So what do we do here? You do all the configuration and then you activate the change pointers in BD50, BD50, 70 code, some T code, and finally you schedule the job RBDM IDOC by giving that particular message tag. And it triggers for every 5 minutes or 10 minutes based on the job schedule. Then whatever new material is created or changed, all those changes will go here automatically. So here we understood initial replication and delta replication. Initial replication means whatever existing data is there in the source system, we will move it to the target system. All the data we move it to target system by executing some outbound programs and all. Now coming to the delta replication, whatever new material is created, whatever new change is done, those changes come to the target system automatically. Automatically in the sense, here we schedule a job RBDM IDOC for every 5 minutes. So that is delta replication. So initial replication means all the existing data in the source system move to the target system. That is initial replication. Delta replication means whatever changes are there or new materials, new vendors, they are all replicated to the target system. That is delta replication. Okay, now here we need to understand real time and near to real time. Real time means whatever we do in the source system, immediately it goes to the target system. Then we call it is real time. Whatever we do in the source system, immediately it goes to the target system. Whatever we do in the source system, immediately it moves to the target system, then it is real time. Near to real time means it takes some time to come to the target system. Maybe we schedule a job or we run for every 5 minutes some particular programs, then it is near to real time. So real time means whenever we do something in the source system, if it comes immediately to the target system, it is a real time. Near to real time means data comes to the target system maybe after 5 minutes or 10 minutes through some job or through some programs. That is near to real time. So now my question is, like, change pointer comes under real time or near to real time?
Real time.
Yeah, it's near to real time because in change pointers we schedule program for every 5 minutes, right? Based on the scheduling only data comes, but it doesn't come immediately. But real time means it should go immediately. So near to real time, it should go based on the job or our execution. So here BODS is near to real time. So let us see one scenario using BODS. So let me log into the system. So imagine here the source system is ECC with MS SQL database. So if you want to see system status, so we want to move all the materials from the source system to the target system HANA database along with the data, along with the table. So here our scenario is we want to move all these materials. We want to move all these materials along with the table MVKT to the target system HANA database. So here we are going to move all these materials from the source system to the target system HANA database along with the table creation. We are going to perform this using BODS. So we understand source system is MS SQL database and target system is HANA database. So here we have data service designer. This is the tool for BODS. Like how we use HANA Studio or Eclipse or SAP GUI. These are all the front-end tools. Same way we have this SAP Data Service Designer or BODS. So here we need to give the username, password, all these things you can find in the HANA details notepad. Here the system, user, password, even repository, everything is there. So let me give username as HANA user and password is welcome1234. W is uppercase. If you click log on, here there are so many repositories, but why we are selecting this? This repository is automatically defaulted by defaulted. So repository is like some storage location, same like how we create few packages, right, in ABAP layer, or how we create project and under project we create objects. Same way here it is a repository. BODS is the password. Now see SAP Data Service Designer, SAP symbol here and the version. So it's opening. SAP Data Service Designer is opening. Now we know the source system ECC system as it's an SAP application. Source system is an SAP application. ECC with MS SQL database, but it is an SAP application because we want to move all the material data along with table from SAP application. But target system is HANA database. So here we need to create a project first. So here you see create a project. By looking at this, you create a project. Our project new, you can also create a project. So if I click create a project, I'm just giving the project name my BODS1 something. This project is created. This project is same like LSMW project or UI5 project, whatever project, OData project. Under project, you can create multiple objects. So if I right click new batch job, so Job is the only executable item in BODS. If I right click new batch job, job will be created and job is the only executable item in BODS. So right click new batch job. Here I am giving my job one something. So we created a project, we created a job. Now we need to create a data flow. Don't worry, I will explain this again. First, let us try to understand. Okay. So here we have a right side, if you see, right, data flow, where mouse cursor is there. So we created project, we created job. So we need to create a data flow. So just do one left click and do another left click here. Do one left click and do another left click here. Then data flow is created. Here you can give my data flow. So we created project, we created job, we created data flow. Now we need to create data store. We need to create a data store system side and data store target system side. So data store means like in ALE IDOC, we create RFC destinations, ports and all. Same way here also, we should create data store. For example, it's project, jobs, workflows. Here we have data flow and right click new. Data flow we already created. Here data store. So right click new. We need to create data store for source system first. So source system is SAP application. And you can give the name for source system like my BODS underscore ECC. But you need to provide server name, username, password. But if you go to our SAP logon pad, this is our source system. If you go to the properties, see this my ECC is the server and 41 instance number system ID ECC. Then server name and username anyway, you know, HANA user. Password welcome 1234. W is uppercase. But these details are not enough for SAP system. You should go advanced. And you need to give also system number here. So if you do right click properties, there is a instance number 41. So you can give it there. And once you click apply, and if you click OK, then we created project, job, data flow, we created data store. Now we created data store for the source system. So if I expand and if I go to the table, let's say if I want to move the MAKT table, so right click import by name, just check MAKT table whether we are able to import it. Because if our connections, our system details, everything is correct, we are able to see, we are able to see, and also right click view data, we are also able to see the data. So everything is fine now. Connection setup is done. Everything is fine because we are able to see the data and all. See? Okay. Now, similarly, create a data store for target system. Target system is a database. It's a HANA database. So choose the database type as HANA. And here you need to give the server name. So HANA 2 instance number, you have all the details of HANA and the port number. HANA 2 30215, username HANA user, password welcome 1234, W is uppercase. Let's click apply, because if you get like this warning or error, there is something issue. Here I am changing this version, database version to 1.6. Then apply is working fine. Then click OK. So we created data store for the source system and we created data store for the target system. So this is the source system data store and we are going to import this table. So in the data flow, drag your table because this is the source system table. Now this should be moved to the target system HANA database. And here what we need to understand, the table should be created. This is the target system data store. If you put the cursor here, see, MAKT is the table, but my BODS ECC is the data store of the source system. Now, if I go, if I need to give the target system table, but during here, automatically table should be created along with the data. So from the target system data store, I'm moving template table because table should be created along with the data. That's what we should give template table. Here I'm giving owner name means schema name. Oasis 1700 I'm giving. And table name we are giving MAKT. If I click OK, at the moment I'm not using any transformation. So I am just without transformation, we have done mapping. Now just save it and select the job and right click execute, because job is the only executable item in BODS. I will show you this again, don't worry. In real time BODS, we have a separate consultant, SLT separate consultant, smart data access done by HANA admin. So only thing is flat file. Anyone can do flat file, okay? But why we are discussing, I have already told you, to get idea and to face certification exams or interviews. And in case if you have opportunity to work or if you like, with this knowledge you can take a step. See here there are errors here, because if this is highlighted with red color means it is error. If I select this, it is saying MAKTX column value, because these are Chinese character or ASCII character. It is saying inserted value too large for the column MAKTX. So material description is there, but whatever length, whatever description was there, it is saying it is too large. It is not fitting into the target system database. So it fits in the source system database, but same is not fitting into the target system database. It is inserted in the source system in the same length, in the same data type, but this is not inserting in the target system in the same length and same data type, because databases are same. So what we will do now, I am going to use transformation. So here you see, do one click and do another click and just map to the transformation. In the transformation, see, whatever fields you want, you can map. In the next scenario, I will show you only two fields, but here I am showing all fields in the target system. This material description length is not fitting into the 40 characters, so I am putting 80 characters. Even material number length, I will explain in the coming days in S4 system. Even in real time also, this length is 40 in the HANA or S4 HANA system. Okay, anyway, I am also increasing this material group because it will also give error. because of the task key characters and all. But let me save it and select the job and right click execute. Now job is completed successfully and there is no errors here. If there is any errors, this is highlighted. Now you can go to the target system tables and you just do refresh. If you double click, see, and also you can see the new lens because we increased these lens, and even you can look at the data also. So this is what BODS. Tomorrow I will recap this BODS. I will explain some other scenarios and then we will also complete SLT. If time permits, we will also start HANA modeling. Okay. Any questions? Is it clear? Any questions?
Venkat, yesterday I got it remote access voice is given. So what is a HANA Studio password?
Yeah, you can see in the HANA details notepad, right? In remote desktop. Welcome 1234 W uppercase. W uppercase. Welcome 1234.
Okay.
For all systems, even SAP or HANA Studio or anything, it's the same. HANA user. Welcome 1234 W is up. In case if you face any challenges, let me know so that you can log in front of me by sharing your screen. Okay. Okay, guys. If you have no questions, I am closing for today. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.